3 years ago today, Westchester County, New York entered into a court-approved agreement with the Federal Department of Housing and Urban Development after the county was sued for allowing a pattern of housing segregation to flourish within the county. Westchester, which lies just to the north of the Bronx, is among the wealthiest counties in the nation, home to the rich and powerful, including Bill and Hillary Clinton, Beyonce and Jay-Z, and many of Wall Street's biggest power brokers. But the court found the county hadn't done enough to ensure equal housing access to minorities. And while it may have not happened intentionally, the county had allowed a pattern of housing segregation to develop. The result? County leaders under the previous Democratic administration agreed to build 750 units of affordable housing to be marketed primarily towards minority owners and to end the barriers to fair housing in Westchester. For an update 3 years later, I spoke this afternoon with Mirza Oriels. She is the Regional Deputy Administrator for HUD. Mirza, 3 years ago today, Westchester County agreed to build 750 units of affordable housing and to work to end the barriers to fair housing in the county. That's the part that a lot of people forget. Let's focus at first on the 750 units. Where is the county right now? Are they on schedule? Are you pleased with the county's work on those units?
Right now, yes, the county is on schedule, and we are very pleased with the work that they have done in meeting the goals of the 750 units. That's not an issue right now with the settlement agreement.
I take it there have been some issues with the county's efforts to end the barriers to fair housing.
Yes, there have been two main issues. One of them is that the county agreed under the agreement of the court settlement that they would do an analysis of zoning impediments that bar anyone from building affordable units in the Westchester County area. And then there was also an agreement that they would promote legislation for source of income legislation. The legislator did propose it, but the county executive vetoed it.
So that people can't be denied their opportunity to housing if, let's say, Section 8 is a source of their income or other sources.
Exactly.
Okay. First of all, why are ending those barriers and those two pieces so important to ending the housing segregation in Westchester County?
It's very important because when a county or when any municipality applies for federal dollars, they certify that they will further fair housing. Westchester County applied for millions of dollars with the government. They were found to be in non-compliance, and as part of the settlement agreement, they agreed to end these types of barriers, to review the zoning ordinances, to make sure that there were nothing that would prevent affordable housing units being built, and that they would also promote this source of income legislation that would not bar anyone from denying any persons to live in Westchester County.
The source of funding, where they're getting their money from, that's on the county level. That's the county legislature passes something like that, and County Executive Robert Reno vetoed that, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
That's correct. The county legislation did propose a bill to protect source of income discrimination, and he vetoed it.
And it has not been revisited since, or at least not from the county executive?
It has not been revisited since. And all we want is the county to comply with the settlement agreement. We want to make sure that the dollars that we want to provide to Westchester County be given to the residents of Westchester County. But we cannot release those dollars, those funding dollars, until the county complies with the settlement agreement. On
the zoning, the county executive has said on several occasions, hey, if municipalities or towns or cities have zoning laws, that's a city by city thing, that's not on the county level. Is that an accurate description, you think, of the county's position in this? I mean, I know they agreed to facilitate this in the original court settlement, but how would you respond to that claim by the county executive that, you know what, this isn't on our level of government, this is a local issue?
Yes, the county agreed as part of the settlement agreement to review all types of zoning actions and to identify which ones were impediment and to actually work with the locality to remove these impediments. And as part of the settlement agreement, they also agreed to go into court if they had to remove these barriers.
So this is something that the county can certainly, at very least, exert pressure on to make happen.
Yes, and all we want, again, is for the county to stop stalling and to comply with the settlement agreement.
You say stop stalling. You've actually filed papers in court again, or papers have been filed in court against the county because of a lack of action on their part?
Yes, we have. It's been 3 years since the settlement agreement, and although they have done a very good job in building affordable units. The two main components of the settlement agreement, they've been stalling, and it has been very frustrating for HUD. We've provided almost 400 hours of technical assistance to the county. We meet with them and the monitor on a regular basis, and we've had no choice but to go to court, and we've had no choice but to hold back these dire needed funds from the county.
The county executive has also gone public with this on a number of occasions. He's accused the HUD and the administration of social engineering, saying that they're trying to bully the county into action. What's your reaction when you hear that kind of language from the county executive? And do you think he really is interested in complying with the settlement?
When he speaks about social engineering, that's all rhetoric. When you apply for federal dollars, you certify that you are going to promote and further fair housing. We want him to promote and further fair housing. We want the county to comply with the settlement agreement, and we're just doing our jobs as good public stewards of the federal dollars. He agreed to do this. It's not political, it's not personal. A deal's a deal. They signed off on a settlement agreement that they must comply with. And all we want to do is help Westchester County comply with the agreement so that we can release these dollars.
Now, following that interview, I spoke with Kevin Plunkett. He is the Deputy Westchester County Executive for the county's take on the settlement. Plunkett noted that Westchester is ahead of schedule when it comes to the construction of the 750 new units. I'll point out here that he also says that there has been a lot of progress on the settlement in the past 3 years, but in 2 areas, HUD is trampling on the property rights. There we go now with Westchester is ahead of schedule when it comes to the construction of the 750 new units of affordable housing. What else did he say? On the source of income provisions, County Executive Rob Astorino is simply asking to or seeking to uphold people's property rights. The provisions are not needed and not right. And then finally, on the zoning issues, he said the county planning department's examination found municipalities are not engaging in exclusionary zoning. Municipalities do their own zoning, and demanding that the county get involved in the process raises an important constitutional issue. HUD is imposing itself, he said, beyond the scope of the settlement. And of course, we will continue our coverage as both sides to this continue their disagreements very much in the public eye. We're going to take a quick break here, but when we return on RFL, the Catholic Church at a crossroads, we follow up on our special presentation from last night with your reaction. Stay with us.